Tasha Cole, along with her mother, Truly Cole, stand in court to prove Nathaniel Webbs has fathered her 6-month-old daughter. From the get-go, Mr. Webbs makes it clear that he has some shocking evidence.
What was the nature of your relationship?
We never had sex or anything. We were just friends. We would chill out. That was it.
You were never intimate with her in any way?
I never stayed in her bedroom. I stayed out on the couch.
That's a lie.
And on top of that, I was only there for a week and a week and a half.
That's not true. That's a lie.
Miss Cole claims Mr. Webbs stayed with her for 2 months and even slept with her in her bed where they had sex. Soon after that, she was pregnant, which has led her to be 100% sure Mr. Webbs is the father.
Oh, yeah, right. He ain't like that.
Your Honor, the worst that we've ever done is take a picture, and she was already in the bathroom. She had called me in there. When I walked in the bathroom, she said cheese and took a picture before I could even say anything. I didn't even want to take that picture. That's how crazy she is. She posted it on Facebook. And when I told her to take it down, she refused to because she's crazy.
Things get a bit fishy when Judge Lake asks Miss Cole to give more details on the night she supposedly conceived her child with Mr. Webb. Miss Cole seems to be a bit unsure and just simply states it was on one of the nights the two were partying.
So anyway, she was telling me that they were sleeping together and stuff. He wasn't even there for 3 weeks. He was there for a week, maybe a week and a half.
Just over there?
Yes, he was I knew they were hanging out.
I don't understand this, do you, Jerome?
I never knew they were talking. We didn't even know that
I never knew.
You didn't know we had
5 or 6 times a day. How did you not know?
She's the one that called me with his friend.
The situation escalates quickly when Trulia screamingly accuses Mr. Webb of lying. Even Mr. Webb's girlfriend, Adriana Webbs, jumps in and says her boyfriend was neither the kind to party or to fool around with anyone randomly.
At this point, I'm thinking, I feel like she's trying to say that I'm the baby daddy, but just hinting, not actually saying it.
All right.
Okay, so here's the second one. This is what came next. I told her, I said, I'm not trying to be mean, I just want this to end. Because I'm not a mean person, I'm not a hateful person. But when it comes to her and what she's put me through with the lies the last year, I can't take it no more.
When more details about Mr. Webb's whereabouts at the Cole house don't add up, Judge Lake tries to seek some clarity by asking him how he found out about the pregnancy. At this point, Mr. Webbs brings out screenshots of his conversation with Miss Cole.
Are you that crazy? How crazy are you that do I look like an ultrasound? I got on Google because I don't know much about baby stuff, so I'm thinking, is that a thing now? So I said, Tasha, you're crazy. We didn't blank. I'm not the father to your baby. Please leave me alone. And that was that. I just didn't want to deal with her anymore. I still don't.
Oh, my goodness.
In the screenshots, Mr. Webbs repeatedly insists on Miss Cole to stop talking to him and claiming he's the father. But the shocking part comes when Miss Cole sends him a picture of her ultrasound baby and says there's no way the baby isn't his.
So you admitted there's another possibility, and you say you've been upfront since the beginning. It's either Mr. Webb or this other gentleman.
Yeah, as soon as I took the pregnancy test, I immediately texted him and called the other guy, and I told both of them.
That's a lie.
I was for certain that the other guy was the dad until my due date got changed a month ahead, which would make him the dad. It went from February 22nd to January 28th.
After everyone is a bit taken aback by this piece of information, Mr. Webbs makes it clear that Miss Cole has no evidence to prove he's the father. She's only creating drama because she's obsessed with him. Miss Cole clarifies that she's not excited about Mr. Webb.
These are things that she has literally made herself believe. She made herself believe these lies that she's telling.
But Mr. Webb says he never slept with you.
And he did.
But he did.
For sure, yeah. It was a lousy, 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, there was 2 witnesses there that said that they never had sex at the party.
Mr. Webbs doubles down and states that Miss Cole has lied to herself and the courtroom. Miss Cole started to say some inappropriate comments in the courtroom, but Mr. Webb mentions that there were multiple witnesses who saw what happened.
Miss Cole, without being too graphic, are there any other details, specifics that you can share that would prove your case?
I can tell you how big his winker is. It's pretty small.
No, it's not. I could tell you plenty of times.
It's about that big.
I've known him for 7 years.
It's about that big.
Not. Definitely not. And don't you dare tell him about his penis.
The details around Miss Cole being involved with another man doesn't line up, nor do any side stories about the kind of partying that was happening at Cole's house. So Judge Lake asks if she could remember any details to suggest she has slept with Mr. Webbs.
So this reads, nothing about this is hard. It's not my baby, so just stop, man. This is from you. I hope you find whoever it is. Bye. You write to her again. And then she writes to you, It's you or a white dude. It will be clear when I see her.
Guarantee she don't even know the name to the dude.
Mr. Webb shows Judge Lauren some text messages between him and Miss Cole that reveals that Miss Cole had admitted that there was a chance another man could be the father. This just wasn't a good look for Miss Cole, as this contradicted what she said.
Mr. Webb, you are not her father.
Oh! Yeah, you're crazy. You need to go to a
Webb.
mental hospital.
Ms. Webb.
There, get her there. Get her there.
Mr. Webb, Ms.
Get out.
Reams. Stop.
But I want a lie detector.
Listen, we don't
Stop.
clown. Prison. More than $10,000 in child support for the defendant's 2 teenage daughters, LaQuandria Redmond and Kaisha Redmond, who you say are not yours. Is that correct?
On the other side of the courtroom, Ms. Patterson stood firm, speaking with 100% certainty that the children were indeed Mr. Redmond's. She was confident the DNA results would settle it once and for all. A grand slam in her favor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Patterson, you say you are 100% certain that both girls are his daughters, and you cannot wait to prove the truth.
For over 19 years, Mr. Redmond had provided for the children, but in that time, his child support dues climbed up to an overwhelming $16,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is $16,198 in child support that you owe.
So, where did the doubts come from? Ms. Patterson stated firmly that nothing could have sparked such suspicion, but Mr. Redmond came prepared. He wasn't about to walk away quietly. Armed with his evidence, he was ready to prove that his ex-wife had cheated on him multiple times, contrary to her claims.
You say they are his children.
They are his, ma'am. I never cheated on
And
him.
She's untrustworthy, Your Honor. I've caught her cheating on me numerous amount of times.
So wait, you submitted evidence to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Step forward so I can have you explain this evidence you have in the...
His first piece of evidence? A picture of Ms. Patterson and her friend in the bathroom. Pants down, caught red-handed. Like a thief caught in the act, the man fumbled to adjust his clothes, but it was too late. He'd been seen.
And he had his pants down.
That is a lie.
When I walked into the bathroom, Your Honor, his pants was down, and he quickly tried to pull them up, and
That
she
is
stood up.
a lie.
What?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a
This is when
lie.
you all were dating?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
Naturally, Ms. Patterson denied it all, calling the accusation a blatant lie.
You're saying that's not true?
That's not true.
So what's
Mr.
this
Redmond
next
is
picture?
lying.
But Mr. Redmond wasn't done. Next came Exhibit B, a photo of Mr. Redmond arriving home after work, only to spot a tall, dark-skinned man walking away from their apartment.
From work, Your Honor, this was when we was married. Your Honor, I rode bicycle in the cold to go to work. Your Honor, when I got home, it was a tall, dark-skinned man walking out of my apartment.
Once again, when confronted, Ms. Patterson denied knowing anyone who looked like that. "He's always accusing me," she exclaimed.
That is not true, Your
Ms.
Honor.
Patterson, do you
That is
know
not-
anyone that looks like that?
No, Your Honor, I really don't. In his mind, I was with everybody.
So you're saying he just constantly accuses you?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, Your Honor,
Still, Mr. Redmond wasn't finished. He was armed to the teeth. Exhibit C followed, a secret recording captured from an air vent in his apartment. On that recording, groans and moans from his bedroom, a place where no other man should be.
I placed a secret tape recorder in the air vent at my apartment after I caught her, the dark-skinned fellow coming out of my apartment. The trust was gone. So I put the tape recorder inside the air vent.
So that's your tape recorder. You put it in the air vent.
Yes, ma'am.
So you could record what was going on in your
In the
house?
bedroom. Yes, I heard moaning and groaning. I heard a man's voice in my room, in my bedroom.
Ms. Patterson, of course, had her own version. She admitted there was indeed a recording, but claimed it was just static. No groaning or moaning whatsoever. Talk about chaos trying to decipher the truth from fiction. Wouldn't you agree?
In that bedroom, Your Honor.
Ms. Patterson, do
Yes,
you
he did.
remember any of this?
I remember the tape recording. Nothing was on it. He played it. The only thing you could hear was,
Just when the court thought they'd seen it all, another bombshell dropped. Mr. Redmond described a disturbing scene at Ms. Patterson's workplace. He had visited her, only to find her in bed with another man. Disheartened, he left without saying a word.
The front people told me where she was at, how to find her location. I went back there to find the location that they told me to go to.
Okay.
I observed Ms. Patterson in the bed with another man.
Oh,
on
this-
on top of the man.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, so this is you observing.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you confront her?
I didn't confront her, Your Honor. I was so hurt and discouraged, I walked away, got in my car, and left.
And predictably, Ms. Patterson responded in the same way, complete denial. "I have no idea what he's talking about," she declared.
I would have lost my job. Your Honor, I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, but there's more. Mr. Redmond described yet another encounter, this time at Ms. Patterson's hometown. He claimed to have walked in on her, sitting comfortably on another man's lap. But once again, Ms. Patterson dismissed the claim as fiction. It was a pendulum swinging back and forth between these two.
When we was in her hometown, I creeped up on her at her family's house. When I got there, Your Honor, I went round the back where they usually be, and I observed Miss Patterson drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, sitting on another man's lap.
You thought maybe he could be her father because she was having a relationship with him as well?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing that baffled the court, though, was that Mr. Redmond never denied being the children's father, at least not until Ms. Patterson left him. That's quite a long time to be harboring doubts, don't you think?
So when did he really start denying the children?
When I left him.
After what felt like endless back and forth, the court decided to bring the children in. They were asked the all-important question, did they have any recollection of Mr. Redmond being a father to them? Their answer was as shocking as shock could get. They had none, not a single memory of him as their father. For 19 years, Ms. Patterson had played both roles, mom and dad.
Mr. Redmond.
Nothing at all.
Really?
Yes.
And you've been told this is your father?
Yes, I have been told that he was my father, but this is my father right here because she has been here my whole entire life.
And so you have no relationship with Mr. Redmond?
Not at all.
How about you, Kaisha?
No, ma'am.
Things took a turn for the worse when Mr. Redmond made a stunning claim. He stated that he'd had the children, but that they were kidnapped by their mother.
The kids were kidnapped from me when they were in my custody. She came back and stole the kids from me. She kept them away from me so that I would not be able to have a relationship with these kids. Then I found out when
Why is you sitting here lying?
This accusation didn't sit well with the children. They immediately erupted in defense of their mother, standing firmly against Mr. Redmond's claim. To make matters worse, they revealed how they struggled to make ends meet, hustling from hand to mouth, with no support from their father.
My mama ain't never had kidnapped us. She the one that signed them birth certificates. You ain't signed nothing. You paid child support 1 or 2 times. You think that's gonna do something? It ain't gonna do nothing. You don't help my mama pay bills. You don't help us with anything. I have to come out my pocket and help pay rent. You don't do nothing.
The ruckus in the courtroom was overwhelming. Judge Lauren, seeing the tension, decided to bring it all to an end. The time had come to reveal the DNA results and put everyone out of their misery.
Mr. Redmond, you are the father.
We both look alike.
Mr. Redmond, you are the father.
Now you